Angela Yee on a Wednesday. And you know what I love about today? Well, first of all, welcome to Melanie Fiona, who is guest hosting today. But we were just listening to SZA, and I get to hear you sing.
I'm going to be singing all the breaks.
During all the breaks. You know how much fun that is to sit here and quietly listen to Melanie Fiona just sing?
You know, only a few people know that quietly.
Listen,
Thank you.
What a pleasure to have you guest hosting today, because we've known each other for a long time.
A long time.
But I haven't physically been around you. I feel like
I haven't seen you in a long time. I mean, my New York chapter is over. You know, I'm on the West Side in the sunshine now, but it's always so good to be back in New York. I mean, just so many great memories, so much great foundation, so many great relationships that I've developed here. So, you know, New York is like a second home outside of Toronto. So I feel good to have. I feel at home here.
Well, listen, we're going to dig into some Melanie Fiona history as well as what's coming up, because there's a lot happening. So make sure y'all keep listening for that. And it's also a Wealth Wednesday, which we love. And Ebony Akira is going to be joining us. She's the CEO of WUWY Bar and Grill in Atlanta. But she's also a philanthropist, and she has an amazing story about how she's built her successful business from the ground up. So we'll get to that later. But in the meantime, let's spread some love and some positivity. Let's shine a light when we come back. 800-292-5150. Call us up and let us know who you want to shine a light on. It's way up. Let me get back to listening to some singing.
I'ma shine.
Turn your lights on, y'all.
Turn your lights on.
Spreading love to those who are doing greatness.
Shine a light on them. Shine a light on them.
It's time to shine a light on them.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here, and my guest host, Melanie Fiona, is in the building with me all day for the show. And it's time to shine a light. And Melanie, since you're our guest today, is there anybody you would like to shine a light on?
I would like to shine a light on the amazing Kimberly Durden. She has an organization called Kindred Space LA, and it's dedicated to, it's a birthing center. She's a doula, she's a midwife, and she's an angel working in the spaces of Black maternal health. Now being a mother of two, she helped me find my OBGYN. She's assisted so many women and transitioned through beautiful births. And I want to shine a light on Kindred Space LA and Kimberly Durden, because she's literally doing God's work on earth for women and birthing people.
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
So, and we talk about doulas all the time up here, and how important that is. So I'm glad that you actually just mentioned that, you know. All right, Kimberly Durden, I'm looking that up right now. Kindred Space
LA.
Okay. I know. I can't wait to talk to you about your two children.
Ooh, child.
All right.
We'll talk about it.
We are still spreading love and positivity, and now it's your turn. 800-292-5150. Who would you like to shine a light on? What's up, Sunday?
Hey, how are you? I want to shine a light on you.
Oh, okay. Thank you. All right, I'm listening.
So you're hosting a gala for Habitat for Humanity, and I had recently went through the Habitat Humanity a credit check more so. It was definitely like building homes and everything for me. And I was able to go through and have them help me with getting my credit together and buying a house. And it was just the most amazing thing ever. So I want to thank you for actually hosting this event, because it's such a monumental organization. And I'm out here in Philadelphia.
Okay.
So I appreciate you for doing this.
No, thank you. I appreciate you for saying that, because I feel like an organization like this is something that definitely aligns with everything that I have going on. And I love the fact that people will tell me all the time how much it's impacted them. And so that's the type of work we like to see.
Yeah. So just thank you for everything that you do. And look, God bless.
I appreciate it. Let's keep paying it forward, okay?
All right.
All right, thank you. All right, well, that was Shine a Light, 800-292-5150 if you couldn't get through and still want to leave a message for last word. And when we come back, we have your Yee tea. And Cardi B is letting it out on social media. It looks like things with her and Offset are no bueno. We'll talk about it. It's way up.
Way up.
Just like to talk like they Angela Yee, like they Angela Yee.
Man, she's spilling it all. This is Yee tea. Way up.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here, and Melanie Fiona is here with me. What a great time, because Friday, and we'll talk about this later, but you do have 2 new singles coming out on Friday. But don't worry, we're going to have time to get into all of that. We'll have all Melanie Fiona exclusives this morning. But let's get into some Yee tea. Cardi B is very upset at her husband and her children's father, somebody who at one point she loved, it felt like unconditionally, but I don't know what he did this time, but she went on social media and said, bro, I wish the worst on this man. I never hated somebody so much, and these bees be so thirsty to have him. Please take this man off my hands. This garbage bag is too heavy. That was a very descriptive way to be like, I don't like you so much that please somebody take this man and be with him. Not like I wish you were dead, go away. It's like somebody.
It's sad though. It's so sad to see, because when you watch people publicly fall in love, build a life together, build a family together, and then in this way, it's just very sad to me.
And she was engaging with people. Somebody said, he's the father of your children. Stop. And she replied, yeah, he is. That's why I don't wish him death. But I truly hate this dirty ass narcissistic piece of ish, and his family and his friends never check him. That's why he's always going to be a piece of ish of a person.
Well, damn.
Sheesh. I don't know what happened, but I do want to say this is also one of those, I can't stand you, but I also am not wishing nothing bad on you because we have kids together. So that's still a very mature way to be.
But there's also, like, I think a period where people go through the transition. It's like Khalees said it, I hate you so much right now. But then after, like, hopefully it just gets to a place of healing where people figure out how to co-parent and they figure out how to coexist without the emotions of feeling attached to one another. It's a process. It's a journey. I wish them well.
And she's been going through a lot. Somebody called CPS on her.
Yeah, I heard about that. And she said it was a fan. It was a fan.
I don't know who the person was.
I don't know.
But that's definitely a crime. Wasting resources,
Absolutely.
calling the police to come to somebody's house. God forbid something went left and someone ended up hurt or killed. Even worse,
Yeah.
All right. The WNBA Finals Game 5 did blowout ratings. That was an amazing game to watch also.
Yes.
So ESPN announced that 2.2 million viewers tuned in on average Sunday night, with viewership peaking at 3.3 million for this game. It went into overtime as we were watching. So now what does this mean? Well, WNBA athletes are now fighting for their value, and they have decided to opt out of the CBA on behalf of the collective. It's business, they said. It's a defining moment, not just for the WNBA, but for all of us who believe in progress. Opting out isn't just about bigger paychecks. It's all about claiming our rightful share of the business we've built, improving working conditions, and securing a future where the success we create benefits today's players and the generations to come.
Shout out to women standing on business. How about that?
I just remember when WNBA players had to even fight for better ways to travel, to get from game to game.
No, it's wild. When they did a comparison of the NBA versus the WNBA and like how they're traveling, all the things, just everything. And then don't even get into the salaries. That's
And I do understand it's a younger league.
Yeah.
And it's a business and they're building something, but it is working.
Absolutely. I'm so happy to hear that the viewership is up, because women's basketball is super exciting.
That game, listen, I was doing a New York City Wine and Food Festival. I raced home afterward like, we gotta catch the New York Liberty, because this is the first time this team has won, and that is my team that I love and support. So shout out to our New York Liberty.
New York.
All right, and you're like kind of a lightweight New Yorker.
I got some ties.
Temporarily.
I got
you
some
have
ties.
a visa here.
I got some ties. I'm always got a spot. I'm here.
All right, well, that is your Yeetie. And when we come back, we have About Last Night. That's where we discuss what we did last night. I was actually hosting the 40th anniversary gala for Habitat for Humanity, New York City and Westchester. It was amazing. We'll talk about it. And Melanie, you're going to let us know what you have, because Friday's a big day. Big day. All right, it's way up.
So, about last night. Here's how it went down.
All right, it's way up with Angela Yee. I'm here, and my co-host for today, Melanie Fiona, is here. So you are back in New York for, how long are you here for?
Hours.
All right.
Hours and hours.
But what did you do last night?
What did I do last night? Last night I had dinner with a girlfriend of mine that I haven't seen in a long time. One of my best friends, one of my homies that I met in New York years ago. We had a good vegan dinner. It was delicious. Caught up, talked about life, motherhood. And then I was also just prepping and looking at this content for the release on Friday. So yeah.
That's a big day. And you have an EP coming out next year?
Yeah, top of next year I'm going to do a 6-song EP. So the 2 songs I'm releasing are ahead of the EP. And I'm just so excited. Like, it's just been a long time. The people have been asking. And I just got to shout out the people and the supporters that have been with me along the journey, because every time they see me, they're like, hey, girl, we see you living your life. We love the family stuff. We love the podcast. But whenever you're ready for the music, we'll be here. So I'm just so happy to really just fulfill that and follow through on it.
And you've been going and selling out shows and everything.
Yeah.
So it makes you feel good to know that it's still that fan base.
Yeah, that fan base is showing up off of a catalog, from years ago. And they're just saying, hey, the music's coming out. So to now have new music, to make new fans, to just be back in the space, like fully with music, is just, I feel very blessed. I'm super grateful. I'm in a spirit of gratitude just all the time for it all.
All right. Well, last night I was hosting for Habitat for Humanity, New York City and Westchester, their 40th anniversary gala. And it was amazing. I got to meet some people who also, to me, when I work with nonprofits, I like to see like things that have happened. And, 40 years, we all know Habitat for Humanity, helping people with housing and how important affordable housing period is. When it comes to people's dignity, when it comes to people being able to work, when it comes to even where you live matters so much as far as your health and all of those things. And so it was an honor for me to be there. I'm going to figure out a build day for everybody to come out also, because they do these build days where people can volunteer services as well. Because when you do stuff with nonprofit, it's not always just about giving money. A lot of times it's also about donating time and
materials too.
Yep.
Yeah, because Habitat for Humanity, even out on the West Coast, you can donate furniture. You can donate. They'll take old cabinets and wood and just materials because they build homes with these materials.
Now, there was one moment, though, towards the end, if anybody saw Smile 2, where she's trying to read off the teleprompter, but it gets frozen. It's a scary part of the movie. But anyway, there was a little teleprompter mishap. I didn't know what to do.
You were having scary flashbacks?
And I felt like everybody was looking at me like I was crazy for a second. But, we
But you're a
kept it.
professional.
Yeah, I was a professional. I kept it moving.
You handled it.
I said, I just flew in, and boy, are my arms tired. No, I didn't say that. But anyway, since we just talked about what you have going on and how Friday is such a big day for you, and we're so glad. When I found out you were co-hosting, I was like, Melanie Fiona, and I know, and then I went and looked, and I was like, yes, she's got new music on the way that you could pre-save.
Yes, you can pre-save
now.
it today.
All right, well, we are going to play a snippet of Say Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Are we doing this now? Okay, let's do it now.
We're doing this now.
Tired of the stress. I don't want a second guess. I just want to say yes. Yes. Doesn't matter how hard I seem to try. I can't even hide. I don't want to wait another lifetime to say yes. Baby, say yes.
Okay, wedding song.
Wedding song. Say yes. You got to say yes.
Okay, Dan's getting married. Okay.
Oh, you're gonna. The other one is a definite a wedding song too. You know what? These songs are for the lovers.
You're in love.
I have sang a lot of
album.
heartbreak. I have sang a lot of heartbreak songs. People know this. And the truth is, though, even outside of love, say yes is just an affirmation for anybody. Like, you have to say yes in order to get to the life that is waiting for you.
Oh, we're going to talk about this some more.
About
okay. But when we come back, tell us a secret. 800-292-5150. Any secret that you have, it's a no judgment zone. All right. You're anonymous. Tell us a secret. 800-292-5150.
Way up. Shh. This is a judgment-free zone. Tell us a secret.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and I'm here with my guest co-host, Melanie Fiona.
My air horn is the favorite.
I have a secret. Melanie was just in here turning up to Sexy Red.
I sure was.
If you could have seen it, y'all. All right, well, listen, you know what part of the show this is. People call in, and they're anonymous, and they're going to tell us a secret. Now, Melanie, our only job is to not be judgmental.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes it's hard.
Do my best.
Sometimes it's hard.
I will do my best.
Are you ready?
I'm not here to judge nobody. That's the Lord's business.
There you go. That was perfect. All right. 800-292-5150. Hello, anonymous caller. You want to tell us a secret?
Oh, man. I'm down bad, but I want to sleep with my girl best friend.
Oh. How long you been with your girl?
That ain't even much important.
You really want her best friend? You feel like she wants you too?
On the low.
Did something happen already?
Nah, ain't nothing happened yet.
How often are you around her best friend?
Not even often, but it's like when we're around each other, we be around each other. You know what I'm saying?
You just want to sleep with her. Or you want to be with her, like you interested in her.
Nah, I don't want to be with her. I'm just trying to see what that stuff's talking about one time.
Wow.
One time.
Does your girlfriend tell you things about her best friend that makes it more attractive to you?
I mean, she tell me things that probably wouldn't make it attractive.
Oh.
But
That's smart of her. That's very strategic.
Maybe she already knows what's up.
So, with your girlfriend, though, you love your girlfriend?
Yeah, of course.
Of course. Okay. That was a crazy question. I'm sorry.
Two things could be true at once.
All right. Well, listen, if you have the opportunity, just keep it a fantasy.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. And make sure you say the right name in bed, or just keep saying baby so you don't got to say no name. All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Anonymous Caller, what's good?
What's good?
You want to tell me and Melanie a secret?
I sure do. I used to deal with this girl for like 2 years and trying to break it off with her. Wouldn't leave me alone. So I was like, you know what? Every time I used to go to her house, I used to in her shampoo bottle.
You used to pee in her shampoo bottle?
Sure did. You don't want to leave me alone then.
But why were you going to her house?
We would go to each other's house.
Y'all was going to each other's house. Why wasn't you leaving her alone, too?
I was leaving her alone.
I hope she wasn't doing nothing to you that you didn't know about. Can you?
Not.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing with us. That's gross.
It's okay.
All right. Well, that was Tell Us a Secret. 800-292-5150. In case you couldn't get through, you can still always leave a message. And when we come back, we have your Yeetie. And let's talk about Coi Leray. She has some issues with her manager and says that she is stuck in a really bad deal. Oh, Melanie, I want to get your advice on this, too. When we come back, it's Yeetie. It's Way Up.
Yo, she about to blow the lid up off this pot. Let's get it. Oh, yeah. Angela's spilling that yee tea. Come and get the tea.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here, and Melanie Fiona is guest hosting today. Thank God y'all not putting on air these behind-the-scenes things. But let's get into this Yeetie. Okay. Okay, Coi Leray was on social media, and she was dragging people. She said, okay, so I will be going live today to explain how this guy has been trying to take over my life and ruin my career. There's nothing in this life I want more than this guy right here to leave me alone. He has done nothing for my career and has been trying to take from me for the past 5 years. So she claims that she signed the worst production deal with 1801 when she was 21. They finessed me and had me use their lawyer that didn't read me the correct terms. And she said, I'm so depressed with these people on my back. She goes on to call out K-Mac Live has been over the entire situation and have been willing to just part ways gracefully. But Billy J is the one who is trying to hold on. Matt Middleton is their lawyer. And so she goes on to say it's crazy. She just wants to be left alone and she will never drop another record in her life until I fight every bone in my body for this man right here to just leave me alone. Now, Melanie,
I'm like,
I know you had to do a
PTSD,
lot to get out of your contracts. And we do, by the way, know Billy J up here. He works with Ray J a lot. And, you know, I don't know of Billy J to have done bad business. And so I'm sure at some point we'll hear his side of things because there's definitely two sides to everything. So I'm not sure what his side is yet. So I don't want to jump to judgment because I know a lot of times as artists and even myself as a radio personality, I've signed deals that I hated that I signed, but I had to actually end up paying those deals out and honoring whatever contract I signed.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it's called the music business, you know, and business is not always easy and business is not always clean. And you really have to educate yourself. Like, I think more than anything, artists always need to educate and advocate for themselves because, you know, friends can become foes. Like, people you thought were family might just turn on you one day or you might feel turned on by them. And two things could be true, you know, but I think the goal always is to handle the business with respect and just, you know, it's hard when you're emotional and you're an artist and you have a platform and you want to share your truth and you feel like you need public support to let people know what you're going through privately. You know, sometimes it's just you gotta lawyer up, you gotta handle your business. Everybody has to get what they need. I always think about it like it's like divorce. You know, anything that you do when you sign with somebody, you commit to somebody, you do something, divorce can be really messy. Right. You gotta think about it like that with your life, your art, your business. And you know, she's young and she's gonna figure it out. I hope everybody just figures it out. And I just, like I said, it's business, unfortunately, and the art and the business, sometimes they don't match.
And you can never predict where, like you said, it's like a marriage also. You can never predict it going bad.
No.
Because when it's going good, I love you, you're great, it's amazing, we're going to do big things together. And you can predict that one day you're not.
Yes.
But that's why contracts are important. And you should always have your own lawyer. And you should always not just have someone tell you what's in it, but also look at it yourself.
Yeah.
I remember I had a agent who wanted me to sign a sunset clause so that after, which means that after your contract is done, you still have to keep paying them. And I was like, absolutely not. Take this out of the contract. And he tried to argue. I was like, nope. And I'm so glad I did because I cannot stand that person. And I was like, imagine if I still had a sunset clause and had to pay this idiot who did nothing for me for no reason.
No, but the thing is that happens so often because, you know, you get the, well, it's standard. It's standard. And it's like,
that's what he said.
I just think that the rules you make the rules about how you want your career and your business to go. And I think that people more than ever have to respect that. So when you have to stand on business to be like, okay, no, I'm not comfortable with that, because it is hard. But I will say this as somebody who has also signed contracts that have, had lasting effects or things you have to get through. My advice and just my thought on it, everything, because the anxiety can just eat at you every day.
Yes.
And it can also hinder your progress. It can hinder your creativity, your ability to produce. My thing that I've just used throughout my career has, sometimes you got to get through it to get to it. Whatever it is that you're trying to get to, you just gonna have to go through some stuff to get there, and it's actually all a part of the journey. And so you just keep your head up, just do what you got to do, stay focused, do your best. And I always feel like any situation that you go into, if you went in with the right intentions and you really were just there to do no harm, that's all you can do.
Right.
And some people can't say that in business, and especially in the entertainment business. Some people are there to do harm.
And listen, a lot of times in these businesses, they don't really care about you.
No, you're
they
just
don't
a
care about
product.
you.
You're not a person.
It's a business. Yeah. So
they're not thinking about your goals as a human being.
Unfortunately, it is what it is. And sometimes it's costly to get out of a situation. But like you said, get through it to get to
That's
it. If you made money here, you can do it again.
That's
Trust
right.
and believe. And it might be a long, hard journey, but don't hinder yourself.
That's right.
All right. Well, that is your UT. Sorry, we got off track. But we come back, it's Under the Radar. It is time for us to give you those stories that are not necessarily in the headlines. They're flying under the radar. Here's an appropriate song. Kanye, All Falls Down. It's way up.
It's in the news that relates to you. These stories are flying under the radar.
All right. It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here, and my guest co-host is Melanie Fiona today.
This, just so you know, the soundtrack to my life is an air horn, so I love it. I love
I saw
it.
you do the air horn.
You know I'm a dancehall queen, so yeah.
You're Guyanese.
You know I'm Guyanese.
Shout out to my hairstylist, because when I was like, my makeup artist, I'm going to see Melanie Fiona. She was like, she's Guyanese like me. She's half Guyanese.
Shout out to the Guyanese girls, the GT them.
All right, now let's talk about some under the radar stories. So the president of McDonald's says its food is safe to eat after there was an E. coli outbreak that was tied to quarter pounders. And this was all in the western part of the United States. One person actually died, and there were 10 people who were hospitalized. So USA President Joe Erlinger said, we are very confident you can go to McDonald's and enjoy our classics. I want to say to our consumers that you can confidently go to McDonald's today. So there was a food safety alert yesterday. What? I don't eat quarter pounders.
I don't eat quarter pounders either, but to me, every time I hear a story like this, I just get so upset, because I just really want us to be able to eat food in this country. Like, there's always a recall. There's always something popping up, making people sick. There's something you thought you were eating for years that was good for you, even if it says organic. Now they're just like, oh, it's really not organic. Like,
right. What are the rules for something being organic anyway? And then they tell you, well, they say that, but it's not even really.
It's like loopholes. It's like, I don't know. I just feel like we're not experiencing these things. Like, I even talked about this like with ketchup. Ketchup in America has completely different ingredients than ketchup in Canada.
Yeah.
Like, it's like 5 ingredients in Canada, and then you read the labels over here and it's like 27
Listen,
different.
we were just in here drinking
It's
milk.
like, why?
Okay?
The
In our
milk.
coffee. Yeah. Drink
3
some milk,
ingredients.
you guys. If you don't know what milk is, look it up.
Yeah.
And speaking of McDonald's, they did agree to host former President Donald Trump. They did that over the weekend at the Pennsylvania store. But they said they're not endorsing anybody. They said they approached it through the lens of their core values. We open our doors to everyone. McDonald's does not endorse candidates for elected office, and that remains true in this race for the next president. We are not red or blue. We are golden. If you guys recall, Donald Trump was serving quarter pounders. No, I don't think it was. No, I don't.
And that was like, and then an E. coli outbreak.
Yeah, right after.
Energy.
All right, and Denny's is closing 150 locations by the end of 2025.
What will we do after the club? Denny's. When I was in the club as a kid, that was our go-to when I was in my youthful days.
Yeah, now,
yeah,
things are different.
Now we're doing Uber Eats. Bring it to the house, child. I ain't even going to the club.
But first of all, they said they're closing their lowest performing restaurants to try to turn around the brand sales. Denny's is not really a New York thing, I don't think. Is there a Denny's in New York? It is? Where? I don't even know where there's a Denny's in New York. That must be
They
a
got it in
low-performing
Cali.
one.
They definitely got it in Toronto. Yeah.
I know, like on road trips, that used to be the thing. You know what really used to be my thing? Friendlies. Back in the day. Do you know
I've never visited a Friendlies.
Nobody knows a Friendlies. It was right by my college in Connecticut.
I could see the logo, though. I know the logo.
The Happy Ending Sunday.
Uh-oh.
Okay. All right. Well, that is your Under the Radar. And when we come back, it is a Wealth Wednesday. So make sure you guys get ready for Ebony Austin. She is a serial entrepreneur. She is the founder of Nouveau Bar and Grill, Nouveau Noir, and Stir House Atlanta. But you're going to love her whole entire story. She's a philanthropist as well. She has this Grits That Give Back initiative that's funded over $1 million in scholarships for HBCU students. So we love that. And we got the Way Up mix at the top of the hour. So I'm just going to chill and let Melanie Fiona sing to me. During the mix, it's Way Up.
Yeah, what's happening?
You wanna know my name?
Way Up with Angela Yee.
Turn me on.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here, and Melanie Fiona is guest hosting during the whole show in its entirety.
Yay.
Okay, and you have 2 new songs that are coming out on Friday.
Yes.
So I'm excited. We're going to talk about that. We played a little bitty snippet of one, which sounds amazing. You said it's all a live band.
All live, produced by Dre Harris, Thundercats playing on it, Chris Dave, Charlie Burrell. I co-wrote it with Sir. Some of the most talented musicians. Oh yeah, in the game.
I like that.
Yeah, it was a total vibe and just true musicianship, and I wanted to bring that out first.
Say yes.
Yeah, say yes.
All right, we'll talk more to Melanie Fiona when we come back, and we also have the Way Up mix at the top of the hour, and it's a Wealth Wednesday, and Ebony Austin will be joining us. She is the founder of Nouveau Bar and Grill.
They say it's truth in the rumors.
From industry shade to all the gossip,
Talk to me.
Angela's spilling that Yee tea.
Talk to him.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here. Melanie Fiona is here, guest hosting. She loves those air horns.
I love it.
All right, let's get into some Yee tea. The Menendez brothers, their resentencing decision is going to come this week, according to the DA. He said he plans to make the decision by the end of this week. You know, they have been in jail since they were 18 and 21 years old, Eric and Lyle. And at their first trial, the attorney argued that they killed their parents in self-defense. They were sentenced to life in prison at their second trial after the first one was declared a mistrial. What do you think is going to happen, Melanie?
Man, I don't know. I still haven't even watched the series yet, so I'm not trying to get to the end before I figure out what's happening in the story.
Ooh.
I know, but it's riveting. This is everybody's talking about it.
Well, their next court date is scheduled for November 26th. So at some point, we're going to find out something that's happening. And you have some time now to
I have some time to catch up.
hopefully catch up. All right. Now, Diddy's son, Quincy, who's I'll Be Sure's son, but Diddy raised him, is getting some backlash. He teased an upcoming vlog show that has some footage. It's of the family, but Diddy at the time was not incarcerated when they were filming this, and he's on this vlog show. So here is what that trailer was like.
It's actually never as it seems.
Car that don't got no drama, right?
Nah, son, look, son. I'm always doing something.
What's up, man?
Always.
Oh, I'm dropping 2. ETA on the way.
And that's what makes this life a journey.
Home family vacation.
All right, the show is called It's Just a Vlog, or is it a reality show? And it's going to air on his YouTube channel starting tomorrow. I know. You know, we had him on Lip Service, and he did tell us that he does have this show coming, but I think he wasn't quite sure when to put it out, how to put it out, because it is like footage of the family. And I had even talked to him about, he put up a video with him and the youngest, Love. And I'm like, that must be hard to even think about putting something like that up right now, because you do have brothers and sisters and people who you love that are around you all the time. And so, you know, I'm sure he feels protective over his family.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the timing of it is just crazy. The timing of it is
I don't know
crazy.
if it's ever going to be a good time.
No, I mean,
or how do you cut him out of all the footage either?
Yeah.
You know, but they did come out, and he did put out a statement supporting Diddy ahead of this trial. And meanwhile, there's another accusation. All right, now there is a personal trainer who is accusing Diddy of passing him around like a party favor. This lawsuit was filed on Sunday, and Page 6 obtained these court documents. The alleged victim is identified only as John Doe. He says he met Diddy at an award show after party and told him he was he did workout videos, and you know, he was a workout fitness guru. Diddy invited him over, made him sign an NDA, allegedly. This was after the 2022 BET Awards, and according to him, He says that he went inside, he was given tequila and cranberry, and then started to feel disoriented, dizzy, and weak, and realized he had been drugged. And he says that people were performing non-consensual oral sex onto him. He walked into a room, men and women having sex, and he was in and out of consciousness and being forced into sexual acts, allegedly. But he said his disposition made it impossible for him to reject their advances or otherwise control his body. Every day.
It's just every day. It's just so terrifying. It's just so terrifying. Man, I don't know. I'm gonna keep everyone in mind. Keep everyone on spirit.
Right. That's all you can do.
That's all you can do, man.
All right. Well, that is your Yee Tea. And when we come back, I want to talk all things Melanie Fiona. Because you've been up here giving us all the feels. And I said you know how to do this because you already do have a podcast that you do.
I do. The Mama's Den. And we love the Mama's Den. And shout out to everybody who loves the Mama's Den. You know, my girls back in LA talking all things motherhood, womanhood, creating spaces, conversation.
Well, we're going to get into all things Melanie Fiona when we come back. So make sure y'all stay tuned. It's Way Up.
Been waiting for.
You're tapped in to Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yes, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. And what a fun day today. Melanie Fiona is here. And I am so excited and so happy that you have new music coming out. This Friday, you have 2 new singles coming out.
Yes.
I Choose You and Say Yes.
Yes.
We heard a snippet of Say Yes, and you can pre-order it now. And Melanie Fiona, I have to ask you, so now is the time. You also have 2 kids.
I have 2 kids now.
A baby, and your son is 8.
He's 8, and my daughter is almost 3. She's
Almost 3.
Yeah.
She's a baby.
She's a baby. And she's a boss.
And I want to say, when you got married during the pandemic,
So
right?
yeah, got married in 2020, and then that was just my husband and I. We signed papers, masks, the whole thing, and then we just recently at the end of 2023 had like a small ceremony in our backyard for our parents.
Beautiful dress, I saw.
Thank you.
That dress was amazing.
Thank you. That was living in my closet for our original wedding that we had to cancel because of the pandemic.
Oh, okay.
So I brought it through.
Brought it back.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, even because I remember when people found out you got married, people were devastated. Were they? Because you're Melanie Fiona. I just remember, even back in the day of knowing you, everybody's like, I love Melanie Fiona.
Oh my God, they should have been happy for me because I was singing all them sad songs. So, you know, it should be good.
So did the pandemic, you think, is that part of what brought you closer in your relationship?
You know, we had already had our son and we were already in a committed relationship. And there was like, you know, I think 2020 just put a lot of things into perspective for us. And we had experienced like a few big changes that year. And like, we were already planning our wedding for that year and we had to cancel it 3 times. So at the end of the year on 12/12, we were just like, you know what? Like, let's just do it. It's about you and me. We talked to our parents. We got their blessing, and they were like, listen, if you guys want to do this, just do it. And you have our support. And honestly, it was so perfect. Just the 2 of us. We, you know, the footage that we captured from that day, I didn't even expect it to be that way. I had a girlfriend who was a photographer, videographer. She just rolled with us. I didn't even realize she was capturing on her iPhone. And then that night when we went to like our hotel to like have our honeymoon, quote unquote, we just went up to Santa Barbara in LA for the night. And she texted me. She was like, here, like, and put this beautiful footage together. And then it went crazy on the internet. And what I loved is that it just really gave people hope in a time when people were really feeling isolated or like, I might not find my person or I feel separated from my family. I miss my loved ones. So everybody was just like, we just needed it. We needed the joy. Like, we loved seeing Black love. We loved seeing you happy. Like, thank you for sharing that publicly with us. So it was special. It was just a special moment in my life. And I'm very grateful for all of it, really.
Yeah, because the Melanie Fiona I see here today is so evolved from the Melanie Fiona that I met back in the day.
Yeah.
And listen, that Melanie was amazing too. So I just want to put that out there.
Shout out to Young Mel.
Young Mel. But you also are a part of the Mama's Den podcast, which we just briefly mentioned. And I know you had previously said it was hard for you to find like a tribe just because you were a mom in the music business. And I remember even Cardi B, when she got pregnant, people were like, why would you have a kid right now? Your career, da-da-da-da-da. So talk to me about that.
So, I mean, that's a seed that gets planted in women, unfortunately, especially in entertainment, that we don't even want to subscribe to, but it just lives in us. And I remember when I got pregnant, I felt super nervous. I even tried to hide my pregnancy for as long as I could. And my son was just like, nah, 3 months, you gonna look like you 6 months, girl.
He's like
We're
7
popping
feet
out.
tall now, so
I'm
you
popping
know.
out. You know, so I think when I had my son originally, I felt very isolated. And then it was a big shift physically, emotionally, mentally. I was also in the process of like working on music, navigating that, feeling pulled in different directions. And then the pandemic happened and I met the ladies from the Mama's Den, Ashley, Cody, Felicia, shout out to my sisters. And Cody kind of approached all of us and were like, are you interested in talking about motherhood? And I was like, yes.
And Cody does Black Love.
Cody does Black Love. And, she brought us all together during the pandemic. We were, COVID testing every Friday. We'd get together and we were just talking. We didn't even know what it was really going to become. And in that process, I was like, God, I wish I had this when I had my son, because this is what I feel so passionate about. Like, I started creating content for moms, Melly Belly, creating communities. So when I got to sit with other women, Tutu's, next thing you know, I'm pregnant again. And I just feel like, and then another one of the moms, Ashley, she got pregnant at the same time too. So now I felt like it just naturally presented itself that God was going to be like, you're going to go through this journey again, but you're going to have support, you're going to have tribe, and you're going to be able to share your wisdom with other women. And so I just feel like nothing is coincidental. I think my daughter was the manifestation of being surrounded by beautiful women and mothers. And that's just what we wanted to create. And we're just so excited because the podcast community is growing every day, and we keep it real. We all have such different perspectives and coming from different backgrounds and experiences, and we all have different kid dynamics. So, I'm very grateful for that space, because I think the evolution of my artistry and even just the use of my voice has to be for healing through music, through speaking, through podcasting, through any medium that I am afforded to have. So, I just feel very blessed to have that space with those girls, and I love them. Shout out to my Mama's Den mamas.
All right, well, listen, we are going to play. We have I Choose You? Yes? Okay.
I Choose You.
Oh my gosh. All right, so I don't think I've heard this.
This is big air horn energy, by the way.
This is big air horn energy for real. We have that. And then look, we're going to do, normally we would do Ask You, but there's some more things I want to talk about with Melanie Fiona when we come back. If you don't mind, we're going to bump Ask You today.
Let's do it.
All right. So let's do it. I Choose You and more Melanie Fiona. It's way up.
Turn the volume up. Y'all be way up with Angela Yee.
Break them down.
More now.
It's going down.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here. Melanie Fiona's here. And listen, it's interesting because I know you're from Toronto.
Yep.
And you started off there in a group. You were even in a group with Drake. Let's be clear about that.
A cute little collective for a hot second, yes.
For a hot second. That is so funny. Do you guys even speak or...
No, we haven't spoken in a long time, but I was sharing this on another interview I did recently where it's like, when we first met and we first began that journey, we were kids. He was still on doing television and I didn't even have a record deal. I was still in pursuit of a record deal. So we would just come together in Toronto. We would perform at this little place called Avocado Supper Club, and we would just cover freestyles. If we cover other people's songs, if we had some of our own material, practice it there, debut it. But every time we do see each other, even if it's unspoken across the room or whatever, we always kind of have that moment where I think you just recognize oh, I know you from then.
Remember the avocado?
Remember the Avocado Supper Club? So, it's definitely humble beginnings, and just thinking about the journey of where we both have gone to, and just Canadian talent in general. A lot of people had to leave Canada to get it happening, So just to kind of see how things have evolved for Canadian talent, it just feels important. That part of our lives feels very important.
What was your go-to cover song at that time?
Oh my gosh. Truth Hurts by Fantasia. I never get over you on this. Yeah, shout out to Fantasia.
I was trying to let you keep going. Okay.
I can't even remember the words now.
Now, the EP is coming out sometime in 2025.
Yeah, it's going to come out at the top of 2025. Yeah.
All right, so 6 songs.
6 songs.
And we have 2 of them that'll be out on Friday. So what about the other 4? Are they done, or do you have a bunch you're choosing from?
I kind of do. I'm kind of just deciding what I think is going to make the best project. This project is really different than I think the albums that people have heard from me. I'm having a lot of fun on this project. Melanie Fiona, she might make an appearance, drop a couple 16 bars. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know. I got bars like Dove. But this, even just the first 2 songs with Say Yes and I Choose You, for the day ones, they really know that it's truly who I am. Say Yes being all live instrumentation, and then even I Choose You is a reflection of being a Caribbean R&B girl, singing about love. These songs to me feel very high vibration.
Okay.
Even if it's vulnerable, even if I'm talking smack, it's still high vibration. And I think that that's the space that I live in now. And I feel like that's what I want my music to reflect. Healing, raising the vibration, people feeling heard, seen, and having a good time listening to it. You know what I mean? Love songs for the lovers, affirmations for the people who want the life, their dream life. I really do believe words have power.
They do.
And I want people to say yes. That's the name of the EP. I want people to think about this project and find themselves within and feel like they are saying yes to themselves, saying yes to their lives. Everything that has ever been great that has happened in my life has come from saying yes.
Well, good. We need this positivity right now. I promise you.
We do.
Well, I'm so glad that you're back.
Yes.
I know you had a lot going on in your personal life. A lot of great things were happening, and you had to get the space for this, but we're so happy. And you can see that even in the community of musicians, everybody is like, you're back. Let's go.
Yes. People have been
That's
showing
a good feeling.
Unconditional support, like checking on me as a person. And, I hope that it's a testament to just the integrity that I've done and the work that I've done, and just in the relationships of just like wanting to be a good person, showing up with the right intentions, wanting to make things that really people feel connected to emotionally. So, I'm very grateful. And honestly, this part, like a lot of people are just like, oh my gosh, this new music. Like, I'm just so proud of me. This is the music that I love. This is the music that has been in my heart for a long time. This is the music that I feel really proud of in this season of my life. So, the success and the Grammys, I've done all of that. I've done
definitely won some Grammys.
Yeah, definitely won some Grammys. Definitely done some amazing things. But this to me almost feels more amazing because I have evolved as a woman, as a mother. I have little ones looking at me now, seeing me follow through on my dreams. I have women who have grown up with me through this process, seeing what my life has become. So this for me is very personal. I'm just very proud that like Friday feels like a really amazing accomplishment for me.
On your terms.
Yes, on my terms, in my own way, saying yes to myself and following through and getting it done. So I'm very proud of this work.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that because that's what I'm going to have in my mind as I'm listening to it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was Melanie Fiona. And when we come back, it is a Wealth Wednesday. So we do have Ebony Austin joining us. She is the founder of Nouveau Bar and Grill, Nouveau Noir, and Stir House Atlanta. But she's had quite an amazing journey as well. She definitely said yes.
Yes, say yes.
All right, it's a Wealth Wednesday. It's way up.
Had a dream of living wealthy,
and I don't mind sharing my wealth, dog.
Getting you straight financially, mentally, and physically. This is Wealth Wednesday on Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here for Wealth Wednesday. My girl Stacey Tizzle, of course, is in the building.
Happy Wealth Wednesday, and we are going to make you very wealthy today. We are so excited to have serial entrepreneur Ebony Austin here.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Let's talk about your background because I think this is fascinating. You've worked at companies that I've definitely done business with before starting your own. Godiva.
Yeah, so I worked for Godiva for 12 years, and then from there I went to 1-800-Flowers. So I was a business development manager, so I helped build and make stores profit. So I came into some stores that were doing $200,000 and made those stores $2 or $3 million within 1 year. Once I learned how to perfect my craft and building the brand, I kind of just took it and ran with it. So initially it started at one store at a time, and then somewhere in between I ended up doing over 100 and some stores within that time.
That's awesome. You were in corporate America for 12 years.
Yes.
What are some of those strategies? I mean, I know you don't want to give away all your sauce.
What did you learn
in a general
there?
sense, like when you come into a store and it's making $200,000, how do you get it to like scale to the point where it's making, 10 times what it was making?
Absolutely. So the first thing is you have to really sit back and analyze the store. What do we need to do? What can we do different? And so what we learned is most of the time is people. We always went off of experience. How many years of experience do you have? How many degrees do you have? But what I learned was finding people with passion made it way much easier for me to train versus somebody who's been in the game 10 years, 15 years, and they're set in their ways.
Yes.
So I usually take people that are passionate about what they're doing, train them on the systems that are in place. And that was one of the key things that worked for me.
Right now, I'm with my Wealth Wednesday partner, Stacey Tisdale, and we are talking to Ebony Austin, the founder of Nouveau Bar and Grill, and also Grits That Give Back.
This woman has multi-million-dollar restaurant businesses, real estate, has given back so much to the community. But tell us about your business, Nouveau, the restaurant, your grits brand. Tell us.
Absolutely. So I started off with my own real estate company, again, one property at a time. I can't even count how many properties at this point. I have Dallas, Chicago, Orlando, Atlanta. And then from there, I opened up Nouveau. I took the money that was from my restaurant, my real estate, and poured it into my restaurant. So I paid up a year of my rent before I even opened the doors of Nouveau. And then from one Nouveau, a year and a half later, it did amazing. Opened up another Nouveau. Between the two, within my first year of having both, I did over 10 million.
Your first year in the restaurant.
Yes, ma'am.
You know how rare that is?
Full stop. Rare isn't even the word. How? What?
I'm telling you, it's the team, and it's pouring into your community. I tell people all the time that when I opened up Nouveau, I wanted to be Cheers in my community, but with a twist, right?
That show Cheers.
Yeah, I grew up watching Cheers. So for us, we're that though. Nouveau is a vibe. When you go into Nouveau, I mean, you might come in and catch karaoke and it almost looks like Who Got Talent, America's Got Talent. But then we'll have DJs, we have bottomless mimosas. My team do like special things for different occasions. If it's your birthday, if it's your anniversary. So I just wanted people to be able to come somewhere that it felt like home, right? Mm-hmm. And because of my HBCU love and passion, I created my own grit line, 3 different flavors. And now they're in 150 public stores, 180, I'm sorry, and 55 Food Lion stores. And from that, all of the proceeds go to students that goes to HBCUs. So nice. We're well over $1 million in scholarships.
You've given $1 million in scholarships.
Yes.
That's huge.
Yes.
Ebony Austin is here, and I'm with my partner Stacey Tisdale for Wealth Wednesday. We'll be talking more about her businesses, about her philanthropy, and also how and when to scale its way up.
Had a dream of living wealthy,
and I don't mind sharing my wealth, dog.
Getting you straight financially, mentally, and physically. This is Wealth Wednesday on Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here. Stacey Tisdale is here. It's a Wealth Wednesday, so why wouldn't she be? And we have Ebony Austin, serial entrepreneur, restaurateur, and philanthropist. What made you even say, now I'm ready to open up a restaurant? Because people are very wary about stepping into that field. Like, where did you get that guidance from?
Absolutely. So I always want to be around somebody that's experienced in what I'm trying to do. So I had this dope mentor named Gregory Cole, and I said, hey, I really love what you do. Let me come in and shadow you for free. So I went and I worked for free, and I literally went through all of his systems with him. But what I learned was those systems reminded me of Godiva systems, right? So I was able, it was like a breath of fresh air. Like, okay, I've done this before. I've been down this road before. So for me, that was a lot. Like, he was my GPS in it, you know, just having somebody, get you a mentor, get you somebody that really knows the business that you're trying to get into. When I did my grit line, one of my good friends had been in the grocery stores for 15 years. She actually manufactured our grits. So it was doing all of those things that people are already in the fields that I wanted to go in. And that's how it really became extremely successful.
That's why you said you were a great follower before you were a great leader. Right now, I'm with my Wealth Wednesday partner, Stacey Tisdale, and we are talking to Ebony Austin, the founder of Nouveau Bar and Grill, and also Grits That Give Back.
You had that financial security blanket.
Yes, I'm really big on discipline. I think that that's always going to be the bridge between your dream and your accomplishments is discipline. And so because I'm big on it, I discipline how I spend my money and what it looks like. So for me, I would work 3 jobs before I worked at Godiva, Swarovski, and at the Hilton Garden Inn all at the same time. One check went to my savings account, one check went into my real estate account, and then one check was just for, you know, my day-to-day, my bills, my car notes. So I'm one of those people that when I know that I got a goal, by any means necessary. And for me, you know, I was able to get my first property all cash at an auction for $30,000, turned around, flipped it, sold it for $300 and some thousand, invested into some more properties, and then we're how many properties down the line now.
Another thing I wanted to ask you about was when you first opened up the first Nouveau, when was it time you decided to do a second location? How do you make those decisions? Like, okay, now's the next challenge. Let me challenge myself again.
Everybody thought I was crazy. I literally prayed about it because we were doing amazing. Like, we had lines that were 2 hours to get in Nouveau. So it was like, okay, you got to expand. You got to grow. Do you want your restaurant to eventually scale and be a nationwide brand, or do you just want to stay in College Park? So for me, it was like, okay, if I can do number 2, eventually I'll be at number 5. So now we're 5 restaurants in.
What is next for you? What do you want to do next?
What do I want to do next?
Besides global domination.
Of course, I want to be in some more grocery stores with my grit line.
Right.
Within the next year, my goal is to have at least 5 more Nouveaux.
Okay, wow.
5 more within the next year.
I see you have
Dallas coming up.
I'm so excited
Phoenix,
about Dallas.
Maybe.
Phoenix. So we're definitely going to do Phoenix as well. But most importantly, real estate is my first love. And so now I just found some land that has like this amazing lake behind it. So we're going to build like a community in Georgia, in South Fulton. So that's part of it. And then I'm building a community in Dallas right now.
You're building communities.
Yes.
Not just your own house, communities.
How can people follow you?
So I'm at Ebony Akira on Instagram, and my restaurant is Nouveau Bar ATL.
So proud of you.
Thank
Yes,
you.
So happy
congrats
you
on
came
everything.
by.
And thank you. This
Thank
is amazing.
you for having me. I'm so excited.
You can watch that full interview on my YouTube channel, Way Up With Yee. And when we come back, you guys have the last word.
Tap in. Tap in and get your voice heard.
What the word is.
Here's the last word on Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here, and Melanie Fiona is joining us today. Well, she joined us today. Yeah, she needs her air horns at all times.
Keep it consistent.
That should be a ringtone for you.
It should be.
And then you'll get sick of it. Okay.
That and Blow the Whistle by Too Short.
Oh my gosh.
The more you know.
Range. We love range.
Range. We love range.
All right. Well, I Choose You and Say Yes is coming out on Friday.
Yes.
So this was just your preview today.
Yes.
And where you headed to today?
Today, actually, I'm headed to Toronto.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Ooh.
going home. I'm going to go home for a single release. The label I partnered with on this project is based in Toronto. These are the homies. These are, a lot of people don't know this, but like my journey being a Canadian artist has been bigger outside of Canada than in Canada.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's really an interesting thing. And it's just a reflection of the industry up there and like this kind of ceiling that's there. But I'm just happy. It's going to feel like a homecoming. So, I'm going to see my family. I'm going to do the press up there, talk about this music. I'm just really excited.
All right. Well, I'm happy for you. And thank you for joining us today and trusting us
Yes.
to also break a lot of these things today.
This is long overdue. This is so long. I was so happy when I found out I was going to be able to come and sit down with you because you're just so great. It's big Capricorn energy.
We get along, our
Yes.
signs. So
we're sister signs, Cancers and Capricorns.
All right. We also want to thank Ebony Austin for joining us today for Wealth Wednesday. She's the CEO of Nouveau Bar and Grill in Atlanta. And of course, we want to thank you guys for listening and rocking with us all the time. Real heavy. Melanie Fiona, again, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be tuned in on Friday for the new music drop.
Yeah.
Okay. And of course, you guys, this is your show, so you have the last word.
My secret is I have a crush on Angela for like over 10 years. Cause she be doing her thing. Like she's a boss. Like who wouldn't be attracted to her?
Going way up, turn up with Angela Yee.